What's up, guys? Heath here, Shepherd's Forge. This is not a have a beer moment with me, but I am done in the shop for the weekend. I had a busy weekend. A friend of mine, who's also a vet, he served in Desert Storm. He's been wanting to find a hobby that he can do at home. He lives in an apartment. He has a garage, but they're really strict on what you're allowed to do. When he grills out, he has to pull his grill out from his garage and has to stand there and watch it the whole time, and then call his girlfriend, say, okay, it's cool to bring down the food, grill's ready. And he has to stand there the whole time. He can't leave it unwatched. So they're pretty strict. So he can't have a forge. He most likely can't have a heat treat oven. But he really needed a hobby to get himself out of his mind, as one say. I mean, when you pick up a hobby like this, your focus goes entirely in a different direction. And instead of thinking about, the war, the things he's been through, his physical ailments, because he was over there, this was something I really wanted to get him into. And so I introduced the idea and told him, hey man, you can come down and work in my shop. I'm kind of getting back into knife making myself. So we did a stock removal knife this weekend. It was his first knife, and for his first knife, I mean, let's be honest, my first one was a knife-shaped object. So was his, but it was a beautiful knife-shaped object. I mean, gorgeous. He did really good work on getting, some pretty beefy bevels on this thing. It's going to be a heck of a chopper, but it's a big blade. It's a Tanto style knife with some steep bevels on it. This thing is going to chop through small trees with no issues whatsoever. We put some Sonoran Desert Ironwood scales on there that I've had in my house for a while. I just hadn't done anything with it, and he's just like, dude, look at the grain on that. You sure you want me to use these on my? I'm like, dude, it's your first knife. Let's make this thing beautiful. If we do this right, you're gonna fall in love, and you're not gonna want to let this go. And he had an amazing time. Like, basically, I cut out the knife for him from 1095 high carbon steel sheet, and the reason I cut it out is because if you don't have a lot of practice with a cutoff wheel, and you're trying to get straight lines cut off a knife, basically, I don't have anybody sign a waiver when they work in my shop, and I really should. My girlfriend actually brought that up. She's like, you know what? And Sean is her uncle, and she's like, you know what? Even though it's my uncle, you should probably have somebody, sign a waiver, because it really could be easy for somebody to get hurt in your shop. I'm like, you know what? Bells went off. That's a good point, and that's why I cut that out for him, because as we all know, cutoff wheels, they can catch, jump back, they can actually fly apart and pierce you. I always wear a full face shield and safety glasses when I'm using mine. Even though I'm not a huge safety buff, that is one thing I am not messing around with. So basically, I just cut the shape out for him, and then just kind of showed him how to use the 2x72 to level out all the way around the spine and go up to his, the lines of his knife, and he did really well with that. Struggled a little bit with the bevels, as I still do, but we're learning. But when it got to putting the handle on and shaping it out, like, he started to see the knife come together, and that's when he got super excited, and you could see it in his eyes. Like, it was really fun to work with him and to see the amount of concentration that he had for this. And Sean's a bit of a perfectionist, so this is one of those things that, it's going to take him a while to learn this, and everything he does, he's going to pick apart. And I know Sean, I know he's going to, but he had an amazing time. We were out in the shop. My girlfriend and his girlfriend got bored and decided to clean my place top to bottom for me. That was pretty amazing. I'm not big on dusting, and I'm a smoker. My girlfriend has severe allergies. So, dog dander, dust, cigarette ash. She wakes up, she's miserable, and I know it's because of the amount of dust I have in my house. So those two just went at my house full bore. I couldn't believe it. It was pretty amazing. I mean, while we were out here, they were in there just hammering away at my place. And I'm a little ashamed at how dusty and dirty my place was. But let's be honest, I'd rather be out here. I used to be a huge neat freak until I got into blacksmithing. That's where I want to spend all my time. Yeah, we had a great time, and I have, you know, I haven't gotten into this yet, just because I wanted yesterday to be all Sean's day. I just wanted to work with him and get him. I wanted to put the bug in him, you know. So I didn't work on anything for me, and today I had to make a bottle opener. But this is actually going to, I don't want to call him famous, but he's a pretty prominent YouTube guy. He does comedy skits on YouTube, and he's big on being, you know, an American and, you know, into politics, which I'm not going to go into, but he's somebody that I really like. I'm not a big fan of his music. It's like country rap, which I don't like country, and I don't like rap, so I'm not really into his music. But I appreciate his values, and I think he's a funny guy. His name's Adam Calhoun, and he is coming to the Annex in Madison. And the Annex is one of those places where a lot of times after the artist is done doing their show, they'll come out into the crowd and they'll have beers and they'll shake hands and say hi to people. And my buddy Rusty was just like, dude, you got to get him a bottle opener. He's a big beer drinker. That's something he would probably really appreciate. I'm like, oh, dude, that's awesome. And, you know, maybe I'll get a name drop and jump a couple of subscribers. That'd be fantastic. And like I said, I don't care how many subscribers I have, but somebody kind of YouTube famous like that saying my name and maybe showing off a product, that'd be kind of cool, you know? But this is probably one of the better bottle openers I've made in my time, and I've made probably 100 plus of these. And I haven't made one in months just because I've been doing other things, but here she is. Pretty symmetrical. You know, this is kind of my thing. That's what I do, you know, at the end of mine. I always try to get a nice handle curve in there and then upsweep this just a little bit because it actually helps in opening the bottle. I actually made my own button press for that to get a nice tight pop. But this is definitely one of the better bottle openers I've made. And since I haven't made one in quite some time, I'm pretty proud of it. But anyway, I don't want this video to ramble on or whatnot, but I am getting back into bladesmithing. The forge press, log splitter forge press, is still in the works. We're still working on it. We're gonna get there. Trust me, guys. I'm all about making progress in my shop. Steve's really excited about it too because he's like, dude, we can make the Damascus over here. He's like, I can make a couple of billets at my place. You can work on stuff on your place. We can do collaborations. There's 100 things we can do. Exactly. So we're both very excited about that. And one of these videos is definitely gotta be showing off all of Steve's work because that guy has made some off the wall amazing things. He's more into like knives and swords and stuff. But he's done some amazing stuff. So one of my videos is going to be just showing off Steve's work because he has done some amazing work and come a long way from when he started. So anyway, guys, from Heath here from Shepherd's Forge, stay humble. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'm just really happy that I got to help a friend pick up this new hobby. So anyway, guys, y'all have a good night. We'll see you. Bye.